What's up, everybody? Happy New Year's Eve. It's your boy Boston Capper with Twitterless Steve. Happy New Year's Eve, man.
Yeah, you too. Can't think of a better way to ring in the new year by looking at your shining face and going over the Sentry odds board this time. I don't think we ever have done content together on New Year's Eve for golf. I remember a couple of years ago, I actually did a drunk New Year's Eve.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
I think I actually took a shot of Jameson every 10 minutes.
That sounds right
on the show. So if you ever want to go back through the archives, you can probably find that. But yes, no, we have not. Well, I think you actually have started drinking. I have not.
Yeah, so I just cracked my first beer. It's I still got work to do after we do this. So, but then I'll do that, and then just low key, man. I'll be playing board games, hanging out at the house. Nothing crazy at all. I'm too old for that shit. Plus, New Year's Eve is amateur hour, and I am a high functioning alcoholic.
Yeah, there you go. What's the drink of choice tonight?
So I start with Lagunitas IPA, and then I'll go to Sapphire and Tonic. So, creature habit,
okay.
man.
I'm just gonna stick to vodka sodas. I've realized as I've aged that if I just stick to vodka seltzer water, I'm still staying hydrated, so I can drink for later, and then not have to deal with the hangover tomorrow. Because if you got kids, hangovers are awful. And tomorrow, my wife had scheduled a group get together with all the kids going swimming at a local community center. That sounds awful. I tried very hard to get out of that, and it's not happening. I lost that battle.
Sounds terrible. You better catch a cold tonight.
maybe I will. My kid is sick, so maybe I will do that. So, all right. So
I was going to say before we get into it, look, for all you guys who are hungover, listen to this on New Year's Day. Happy New Year's Day. Take 10, 15 seconds. Go hit the like and subscribe button for us on YouTube. And then go check out the webpage, Coming Insider. Go on that Discord, man. It's even got my juices flowing for DFS. I think I'm going to jump back into it. A bunch of sharp guys in there sharing information. Andy just put out his first ownership rounds. People are kicking bets around. It's a really good place to be. Like I said, a lot of sharp people, priced correctly. And Discord's usually overwhelming. This is one that I actually like and can read and participate in. So go become an insider. Help us out. And that's it, man. Happy New Year.
Yeah, so I was going to say something about the Discord too, because that was a big draw for me coming over to Inside Golf, just because I know Andy has built such a great community. I've had a lot of fun chopping up with those guys in the Discord, and because I'm not on Twitter, that's the only place you can get a direct line to me.
It's true.
Is in Discord. So if you ever have a question about anything I talk about, want to shit on my picks, just give me crap. Guess what? You got to sign up and go to the Discord there in order to do it, but you won't regret it. It's a lot of fun, a lot of good banter at both football and golf. Every single weekend, every single day on that channel. I pull it up and it just bunch of messages already with a bunch of good stuff and really smart guys in there. And also with Inside Golf, we got a lot of really good stuff, premium stuff. Andy's insider sheet, his articles. I'm really looking forward to watching the Wednesday show tomorrow as well, with Kobe and Andy. So you get all that. It's a great deal. Go sign up today.
Yeah, I watched the him and Bear offs on Monday, and then hearing everybody go back and forth on Discord about all these plays. And you remember me? I used to be a DGen when it came to DFS, and I don't even remember why I stopped. I think I just couldn't take the time anymore to do it. But yeah, there's a lot of sharp guys in there, and gets you excited to play some DraftKings.
Yeah, especially this week, going to Sentry. We're all ramped and we're all ready to go. First tournament back of the year, 60-man field, good field. We don't have to see Ben Griffin at 20-1 and try and digest. We want to stomach those odds. No, we actually have some good players we can bet on. It's going to be a lot of fun.
How did Davis Riley get into this field? How the fuck is Davis Riley in this field?
That's actually a good. You know what? Well, this used to be a fun game because this used to be the tournament champions, and I used to quiz you about who won certain tournaments.
Yeah, no shit.
So, although you know what? Why don't we play an impromptu game with that? Because there's some really bad players who won tournaments last year who were in this field. So Peter Maldonado. So for anybody who still doesn't know how the field is comprised, this used to be tournament champions. Now this is the tournament champions and guys who can golf good, because they just let in the top 50. They want to hit on some money and also let in some guys who won. So why don't we quiz my co-host here with some guys who won last year. You always loved this, by the way. That
I have the worst. I have the worst memory. So this thing is never good for me.
You do. Well, why don't I quiz you? Davis Riley. What tournament did he win last year?
Well, Sal Cusmano said it was the Schwab. Was it the Schwab?
It was Colonial.
Thanks, Sal.
Fun tournament, by the way, because that was the one where they just renovated the greens and it was a drought and everything went to shit. So no one could hold the green. It was great though.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
All right. The aforementioned Peter Malnati, which tournament did he win?
I don't know. I just remember Cam Young couldn't beat him. That's all I remember.
So we both had Mac Hughes.
We did
this tournament,
and he spit the fucking bit coming on.
And he hit it into the water. I was about to go to a retirement dinner for my dad, so I was very in a great mood for that. No, he won the Valspar.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Patton Kazire? Which tournament did he win?
Dude, I have no fucking idea.
He won the Procore. Do you even know what the Procore is?
Is that the one that I didn't take part in at all?
You know what? You might not have.
I don't think I did that week.
I might have done solo shows that week.
I think I said I need a break.
You might have just ghosted me the entire weekend there. No, he won. That's the old Fortnite Silverado.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Cam Davis. Which one did he win?
Oh, I don't know. It was after a terrible start to the season. Steve, I'm not going to remember any of these, dude.
Okay. All right. We'll stop playing the game then. He won the Rocket Mortgage. He's Mr. Rocket Mortgage now. And, taking that title away from Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler. What a fucking fraud.
Ricky Fowler not in the field, though. So you don't.
Thank God.
Jordan Spieth not in the field.
Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah. We'll see him next week. So, all right. So we spent, an hour on Sunday?
Yeah.
Going over the course. You asked a bunch of questions that, some pointed questions, things I had to clarify. You also listen to Andy's podcast, which is great. His preview, then listen to his musings and everything. So, and then plus also you got your own, past experience, betting on Sentry. So how you handling this week? What type of golfers you want to bet on? Was there maybe a general theme to your betting card so far? Or, did you maybe go a little bit off the board?
It's not really a general theme, but I think when you brought up the around the green stuff, that really piqued my interest. And I think there might be an edge to be had there. Because I'd never thought of it that way, like ever. Like I never thought of that. And usually when something like that happens, it gets my wheels spinning and it wants me to start looking in a different direction. Everybody else is just going to be bomb and putt, which is true, right? But everybody's fucking long, to for the most part. And it's hard to predict who's going to catch that white hot putter, right? But you want guys who can actually give you those spike rounds. And I want to factor in around the green too. You think about some of those guys who choked it away. Fucking JT, right? He's bad around the greens. Fucking Morikawa, right? Like literally gave it away because he couldn't chip. So yeah, I mean, I think I would have never thought of that, and that definitely weighed into my decisions on some of my guys today. Yeah,
I mean, the challenge of that is just like when you look at that stat, it's basically just chipping around the green. It's not these 40-yard shots, 30-yard shots, starting at 20 yards left of the hole. So, and I think that's everyone wants to talk about the comp to Augusta because the uneven lies. And I think that actually is a comp too, having some imagination with these shorter approach shots into these greens where you got to start it a certain way and let the ball kind of funnel down to the hole. It takes a lot of touch and creativity. I think that's an underrated way. You see a lot of guys who are good there who are good here. So, I mean, I kind of just went with the angles I talked about on Sunday. I think I revealed in my model, guys, I strayed a little bit on a couple guys that weren't as good in my model that I just had a good feeling on. But overall, though, I mean, I kind of just stuck with, who's been pretty good with under 100-yard shots, under 150-yard shots, who is putts pretty well in Bermuda, especially the Tiff Eagle, who makes a lot of birdies. I mean, it's kind of a simple solution at that point. I didn't really look at anything really off the tee much at all this week. So, no big surprises, I think, to guys who are going to be on my betting card. So maybe we can just get right to it.
Jump right in, man. It's at the top of the board.
All right. Well, the first guy, actually, I want to bring up a guy we did not talk about on Sunday, and he's not even in the field. So Scottie really jumbled the odds board. Well, not jumble, but it pushed everybody up because, he was plus 260.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about, maybe we'll just spend like a quick minute on this, like just long range. Like, do you have any concerns about Scottie long range with the injury he sustained?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, I don't really know what the injury is either, right? Like a cut on the hand. I mean, it could be like right before the first time I came up and met you and we golfed, right? Like I had a gash on my thumb, so I had to wear, two gloves, but it didn't happen my swing at all. Tom Brady cut his hand wide the hell open on an offensive lineman's helmet, and it kind of restricted him a little bit from throwing the ball, but not too much. No.
Did Tom Brady also get a cut on his hand when he smashed his phone to a million pieces during Deflategate?
Listen, I wouldn't give my phone to anybody either. So, and neither would you. So,
true.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think so. No, I mean, we'll see. Maybe it just kind of pushes back the rust effect a little bit. Maybe we don't see Scottie for the first, 2 events when he comes back in a month from now. But yeah, no, I mean, it'd be stupid to think that this is somehow going to derail Scottie.
Okay. See, I was thinking about, ever seen the movie Doctor Strange?
Yeah, with Sherlock.
Yeah. With Sherlock there, with Benedict Cumberbatch. So the whole point of the show was he was the surgeon, and then he ended up getting this horrible car accident. They had to like reconstruct his hand. He was never the same again. I don't know. Maybe what if it's like that? Maybe he was putting together some kid's toy during Christmas, and I mean, we're dealing with all those little screwdrivers. And you know what the most dangerous part of putting together a kid's toy is when you rip open that plastic and it gets those sharp edges there. I have cut myself so many times on that. So you know what? Maybe there's some nerve damage there, and maybe we'll get a little bit of a break this year where Scottie doesn't completely ruin his life. Now, and all kidding aside, he's probably going to be fine. He's got gods of money, probably the best hand surgeons on earth that can take care of him. But it is a relief that maybe we're going to not see Scottie crush our dreams this week.
Nice. So
yeah, it would be. So the big fish under 8-1 then, now that we don't have Scottie or Rory or anything in the field, is Xander.
Yep.
So you kind of batted around on Sunday whether you wanted to bet him plus 650. Right now he's plus 550 on DraftKings, but you can get him, 650, maybe 7-1, maybe with a boost 8-1 on one of your books. Are you contemplating single bullets on Xander?
No, I'm not. I'm not starting the golf year off like that. Fuck that shit. Give me 4 or 5 guys with a decent number and give me a runner on Sunday. The 5 to 6 to 1 is. It's got to be from, how it is for me, man. It's tough. It's tough for me to pull the trigger on stuff like that unless I'm very, very confident in what I think is going to happen.
Okay. Do you have any interest in putting Xander at all on your betting card, like in any capacity, positionals, matchups?
So I was looking for some matchups. Maybe we can talk about that in a little bit. As you know, Hard Rock are fucking criminals and their golf odds are trash. And so the matchups that they offer are not great. But yeah, I'll probably take a look. Xander, it would have to be a matchup. I'm not paying minus 450 or whatever the hell it is for a top 20 or top 10.
Well, hold on. You used to say, we have a new audience here. What was your old famous saying?
Juice only matters if you lose.
And look, I mean, we have been made a lot. How much money have we made on betting like the U.S. minus 300 the President's Cup?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fair, but I feel like that's a different scenario, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like the President's Cup is just, I don't know. It's different, right? It's definitely different than a hit and giggle in Maui where I have no idea if Xander's just there for a free vacation or not. Do you know what I mean?
All right. Let me throw some bets then at you for Xander. Okay. So you're out on minus 450.
Yes, I'm out on
top 20 at DraftKings. Okay. All right. How about on DraftKings, minus 165 for a top 10? Dead heated though.
Oh, no. Fuck no.
Okay. So you're not paying minus 165 for a top 10. All right. How about plus 135 for a top 5?
No, like what's the point? Like that's not like no.
Okay.
That's not how I bet.
All right. Let's throw out some matchups then. Because you're going to run into a lot of the same problems in the matchup market. Xander's minus 150 over Collin Morikawa plus 125. Would you take Xander there?
Juice is a little steep for a matchup for me, but I like that better than minus 135 top 10.
Okay. All right. This is one you'll take probably immediately then because you're in bet with your heart. Xander's minus 140 over JT.
I'm a little worried about JT.
Wow.
Yeah. Look, I don't like JT as a human, but man, there's a lot of smart people who really think JT is going to go off this year, and I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see, but I think I'll back off on that one until I see what JT is looking like.
Okay.
Cantlay matchup?
No, I don't see, because DraftKings and FanDuel, they don't have their matchups up from what I'm seeing. I mean, they might have some 3 balls up, but like just head to head.
I've seen a bunch of 3 balls.
Yeah, those are the only ones I've seen. I would imagine probably they'll do the butt buddies at some point matchup.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Because I would take I would eat the juice for Cantlay because I think Cantlay stinks.
Okay. I mean, I based on just what their numbers are, Xander probably would be like minus 180 is my guess. That's the thing. You're gonna pay a lot of juice on Xander this week.
Yeah, I mean, there's other ways to make money.
Okay. All right. So you're scared of JT, even though the fact that you're still having some trouble with the putter.
Yep.
And this is a putting contest.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just,
Okay.
I don't know. I think maybe, you know how it is preseason. Sometimes I'll listen to certain people. And if I respect their opinion enough, I'm hot-headed, right? But I'm not hot-headed enough to be like, the fuck do these 5 people who are all saying the same thing, I respect their opinion, they're talking about. So it gives me pause anyway. Let me see GT start missing some fucking putts on Thursday, and then maybe I start targeting him over the weekend.
Okay. All right. Yeah, JT's not on my card at all. I mean, I would probably be interested with. I mean, it's 10-1 to win the tournament.
Yeah,
I didn't go that low on the odds board. The positional pricing on him, you're paying juice for a top 10. I don't like doing the top 5 market. I just never have enjoyed that experience. I'm more of a top 10, top 20 guy. So, and you're
we're gonna have to play more of the top 5 market. Like we started doing more of the top 5 market last year with Scottie fucking eating everything up. It's a way to hedge.
I mean, yeah, or just this winner without Scottie.
Yeah,
at that point.
Well, once again, Hard Rock are fucking criminals, and I never have that market. So
that's true. I mean, the case for JT is very easy. Obviously, really good in Kapalua, really good in Hawaii, great with these short irons. From a strokes game perspective, for the last 2 years, I have JT as the second best player in the field from 100 to 150. And I have him as, pretty solid from 50 to 100. Obviously really good around the green. Even though he doesn't make a lot of putts, pretty high birdie rates. So it's there. The question is, as far as like winning, we think it's going to be, 29, 30 under, which translated to a par 72 course, like 25 under.
Yeah.
So is he getting there from an outright perspective?
I'm not taking the gamble at 10-1. Let's put it that way. I'm just not doing it.
Okay. All right. And then the other big favorite, Collin Morikawa, 10-1. You'd have to shake off the scar tissue of seeing him bladed over the green on, I think, 16 or 14 last year. One of those short par 4s in the back.
14, I think.
Yep. Yeah, blowing 6-shot lead with 8 to go.
It was fucking beautiful because he's a COVID golfer. Remember, he cannot win in front of crowds.
Well, there's not many people who aren't there. Well, that's the thing about Kapalua, and maybe that's why he's good here. It's pretty hard trek up that hill. You don't see a lot of people up the hill at Kapalua. They're all congregated by 18, mostly. So maybe this, with your theory, maybe you should just single bullet Collin then, because this is the perfect golf course for him because there's no people around. Your musings.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's so bad around the green, and he's another one who's fucking.
He's been better around the green. Okay, what do you think?
You say that shit, but in my brain tells me something different. When the pressure is on, he's gonna chunk it.
Okay, since January 1st, 2024, Collin has gained 0.37 strokes around the green.
Okay, great.
Okay, just doesn't phase you. Data doesn't phase you.
No, certain data does, right? But I'm saying when pressure's on the line, like there's certain guys who I think are just fucking losers, and I think Morikawa was a loser.
Okay, all right.
He gets too tight. He is so concerned on perfection, right? That the slightest fucking thing goes wrong, and I feel like it starts to unravel quickly for him. And that's just not a guy who I want money on. Period.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like of these 3, you're the most out on Collin, which probably means that's the guy you would fade the most in a matchup market, right?
Yeah, probably. And BK, yes, I know he won 2 majors, but he won the easiest British Open I've ever fucking seen, and no crowds present. And I'm telling you, there's a difference. And what has he done since then? He's had good finishes, but he hasn't fucking won. He stinks. He stinks.
So the one that Cam Smith won was harder at St. Andrews, the one that you call a dog shit track.
Absolutely. He had to beat Rory. Yeah, he had to beat Rory.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Everybody's darling. And
all right. I guess we have different definitions.
All the golf world was on him.
All right. We have different definitions of difficulty of a golf course then. That point.
Well, you also know that I'm just doing that because it suits my argument.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's talk a couple matchups on the Morikawa that we didn't talk about then. JT minus 115 or Morikawa. You're taking JT then, right?
Gun in my head since I made my stand. Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. How about Morikawa minus 125 over Patrick Cantlay minus 105?
Oh, God. Gross. I don't like either.
Okay. All right.
I hate Cantlay, though. Like, I just dislike Morikawa.
Okay. How about Morikawa minus 140 over Hideki?
Give me Decky.
Okay.
Give me
Hideki
Decky.
plus money plus 125.
Give me Decky.
You like that matchup.
Decky over.
All right. You might have to write that down then. Okay.
I am
Let's talk
writing
about
it
the
down.
all right, let's talk about the rest of the guys under 20 to 1. Tell me if you like any of these guys. Ludwig's 16 to 1, Sung-jae 18 to 1, Patrick Cantlay 18 to 1, Hideki 18 to 1, who seems like you like, or Victor 20 to 1. Any of those pique your interest from an outright perspective?
No, it's just because I don't know. It's just because I'd rather just go for some of these guys down the board, and it's like Chris Kirk's kind of like the outlier, or whatever, 200 to 1. But I feel like any of these guys who are like good golfers can win this fucking tournament. So if I think Sung-jae is a knucklehead, right, and he's going to do something to he's not going to have 4 rounds of -7, right, or -8. Well, would just give me some younger guy who I enjoy and who I have no scar tissue with at a much better number. Do you know what I mean?
All right.
Feels like so. If I had to pick anybody there, I would just take Ludwig off of fucking talent. And normally I would like a bounce back spot for Hovland here, but fired his coach, broken toe, like which means he's probably going to boat race everybody here because nobody's going to be on him.
Okay. I mean, other than Ludwig, I think other than Hovland, the guy I'm lowest on is. I mean, it showed up in my model on Sunday is Ludwig, and I think some of the concerns about, one of the biggest strengths about Ludwig is the fact he drives it so long and straight, and with how far everybody hits it now, he catches those speed slots, you all end up at the same place. So there's all these shots from under 50 yards, under 75 yards, and I mean, I don't know if I trust Ludwig enough from that range, that point to get up and down when it's so vital to get up and down for birdie. So, at that point, I mean,
look,
it kind of showed
Augusta was a comp, right? You said Augusta was a comp. He was getting up and down from everywhere over there.
He was, but that's more of a long iron contest.
I'm just saying.
So, okay. I mean, that's a fair point. Obviously, it's terrifying. He makes a lot of birdies. So it's a lot of, a lot of scoring here, but I think the stuff that Ludwig is really, truly separates himself. Yeah. I think the gap shrinks.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. I just don't like Cantlay. I don't trust him to put 4 rounds together ever. Never mind it somewhere where he has to get super low, right? So that double bogey he puts up might as well be fucking 10 strokes at this course. You put up a double bogey anywhere, and it's like you put yourself way behind the fucking 8 ball. And
but how would you get a double bogey?
There's no water, I know.
Yeah. I mean, unless you do what I'm going to bring up some real big scar tissue right now. You had Camilo Villegas first round leader last year. And he stepped onto the tee of 14.
14, fucking dead
and
shake.
Then
dead shake.
Yeah, for whatever reason, he lined up the hosel of his 3-wood behind the ball. And then I think he hit like the inside of the hosel.
It was.
And it went straight left. And there went your first round leader bet. You were so upset.
Because I couldn't believe a professional golfer lined himself up so poorly. Like, I don't even understand what happened. Like, I don't understand how that happens.
I think he did not want to hit the 3-wood. And maybe the caddy's like hit the 3-wood and he just didn't commit and he put a horrible swing on it.
God, it's terrible.
And I think
you're right. The double bogey opportunities around here are fucking almost non-existent.
All right. So let's go with my first bet. This is a positional bet. Sung-jae in plus 185 for a top 10. Kind of like what you just said. I don't know if I trust him to actually win. I mean, other than the fact that he just dominated something called the Worry Financial Group Championship over in Korea. Then he just surprises everyone when he shows up. Like when you look at his day golf page, like, oh, he won last week. I didn't know that.
The guy.
But I mean, look, his strengths, good with the short irons, makes a lot of birdies, good around the green, good Bermuda putter. Obviously, a really good track record in Hawaii. Has hit the ball really well, tee to green in his career, Kapalua. Also a big plus for me with the iron shots, the uneven lies. One of the leaders in strokes gain approach at Kapalua in his career. So that's enough of like, okay, getting plus 185 for a top 10, a guy who I think has a higher floor here than you might think, just because you think he's a knucklehead, and I think he is too. Yeah. I went that positional bet, but I did bet, and you're gonna hate this because you hate this guy. I think this is gonna be a big year for Cantlay. Bounce back year.
We said that in a row. Last 3 years, you've said that shit. He hasn't won.
Well, no, 2 years ago he had a decent year.
Oh, he didn't.
He won twice, I think.
That doesn't count. One of those wins does not fucking count. That was when John Rahm was fucking running away with the tournament, and he got.
That was 3 years. That was 3 years ago.
Okay. He won. Win.
Oh my god! Did you just have a flashback to COVID?
Yeah,
that was like 4 years ago, pal. That was at Sherwood at the Zone.
When was the last time he won? When was the last time Cantlay won?
No, he won the BMW at Wilmington in 2022. No, he must have won since then.
He has not won since then. I'm telling you, he hasn't won shit.
Okay. Well, I think the argument that I'm about to say something that you can't argue. He's due.
He's due. Exactly.
He's due. Yeah. How's that for handicap? No, but other than the fact that, good history here, good with the shorter irons, makes a ton of birdies, good putter. And I think for his caliber golfer, with the guys who are not here, I mean, getting 20-1 on him, I like that price. So, I bet Cantlay 21. That's the first outright.
Okay.
All right. Let's go down the board. Let's go from 25-1 to like 50-1.
Okay.
Let's just get out of the way. I know who the guy 30. You bet a guy 35-1. I know who it is.
Yeah.
Tell me about why you bet Akshay this week.
So I mean, look, he played really well here last time. And he's really good Bermuda putter. I just feel like this course can really play well for him. Like I really do. And he's a kid who I think, because he overcame so much coming out of college and all the grief he got, and the fact that he still talks about it, is clearly he has a chip on his shoulder about it, and he was able to overcome and stuff all those people in lockers. So I like guys with a mentality like that. I mean, shit, was he in the final group last year or the penultimate group? Like he played well last year.
Yeah, he melted in the final group.
Yeah, so I just like him, and I think. I don't know. Let me take a look. What is he from 125 at? He's probably middle of the pack here, right?
So I don't have very great numbers on him between 50 to 100. I have okay numbers from 100 to 150. He's better from 150 to 200. Okay.
Yeah, I know that. So I don't know. I just think if I can picture a guy who can spike a putter, I think Akshay.
Okay. I mean, I would agree with that, spiking a putter. His overall Bermuda actually is not good. He's losing, but he putt really well at Kapalua last year. So maybe
I just picture him on that. Are you the one who put the coastal courses thing in my brain with him?
No, I had a theory last year before he started winning places that he was only good at honeymoon destinations.
Honeymoon destinations. That's what it was.
Yeah, because he would play good at he played good at like Punta Cana. He played good at like Vedanta. He played good at Tahoe. That's a honeymoon destination. So, and then he finally won at TPC San Antonio, which is, although you know what, they have a great hotel with a pool at TPC San Antonio. So maybe somebody spends their honeymoon there at the JW Marriott.
San Antonio.
So, no, I like that bet. Did not make I didn't bet him outright because I bet somebody else. 33-1. He's now 30-1.
Okay.
As Sal says in the chat there, Puerto Rico, another honeymoon destination. There's something to that.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
No, I bet I went back to the well with Sahith Tagala.
Yeah. So I actually have him with a question mark. It's like I told you before we started, I only got 2 outrights right now. I like to be talked into people. So I can blame you for the losing bet. I like it's perfect for this place.
Yeah, I like it. Volatility. Obviously he sprays it off the tee that he can has a wider margin.
Don't matter here.
Yep. Really good around the green. High birdie rates. He's up and down with the putter, but he can get hot with the putter. The numbers aren't good between 50 and 100, but pretty good from 100 and 150.
Yeah.
So might be pretty good with some of those like shots under 50 yards as well. Maybe that's why he did pretty well last year here. So I like the price on him. I like his high ceiling. That's kind of what I'm trying to go for this week. If you got to get a lot of birdies, a lot of volatility. That's a guy I want to target. So Satagala 30-1 on my card as
I like
well.
that. I like that.
Anyone in the 30s you don't like in particular? Maybe why don't I bring up a name and just do like rapid fire?
Sure.
Sam Burns.
I hate Sam Burns.
Okay, so
I know he's a good Bermuda putter. I know he's an amazing Bermuda putter. He can spike it. I just think he's another one who hasn't won in like fucking 2 years. And was the last thing he won was a match play when Scottie missed that bunny putt. That's the last time I could think of him winning it. And the other time he won, he got a great wave and posted a number, and then everybody else got shitty weather.
Okay. Would you target him in the matchup market?
Yeah. Who you got?
Okay.
Oh, actually, wait, I think I already did. I have Thigala over Burns in a matchup already.
Okay, perfect. That was one of the ones I was going to do. It. Where'd you get Thigala at?
Let me just pull it up.
It was like minus 110, minus 120.
Yeah, I think it was minus 110 and minus 105.
Okay, all right. So I think I would agree with that. I think in theory Burns should be good here. Good with the short irons, good birdie rates. It's good around the green. But for whatever reason, he's been bad here. And he's been bad at Augusta. And it might just be, and kind of looking at drilling down into his like approach numbers, they're really bad here. And maybe he just doesn't like hitting off uneven lies. Maybe the fact that he's a Southeast kid, for whatever reason, he only kind of likes flat golf courses and just has not hit it well when the ball's above his feet or below his feet. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing I'd have to ask Sam Burns. I obviously can't. I can just kind of just judge based on results here in Augusta, because high level, he should be good here. I don't understand why he isn't. That's the only explanation I can come up with, is the fact that maybe just uneven lies just get him, and it's actually in the data that he doesn't hit the ball well here.
Yep.
So, all right. How about Adam Scott, guy that a lot of people like this week? And so, you glowed about him on Sunday. Do you have anything on your betting cover with Adam Scott?
No, I'm going to find a spot for him, just because, once again, for anybody who doesn't know, me and Steve went to the Masters last year, Flex. And I watched Adam Scott put on an absolute show on that, on the out of the sand around the green. And if that matters here, the only thing that kills me with Adam Scott is knowing full well when he lines up for a fucking 4-foot putt, he's pushing it. And then it triggers me to throw my phone. Like, it's going to happen when I put money on Adam Scott. But I feel like what's his top 20 price at?
Well, I want to make another point about Scott related to your Masters comment. You know what I was thinking about last night before I went to sleep? I was thinking about the 35-yard shot off tight lies that Scott was hitting on the Augusta practice greens to like
an inch. Yeah.
Yeah. An inch.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you said that, it sparked that memory. And that was a very good memory. Because, and if I'm going to be big on, like, you're going to have a lot of those types of shots this year or this week where you got to get up and down for birdie and make it, or else you're going to lose, strokes to the field. Like, that's, but I agree with you. I wanted to find a place for Adam Scott. I'm not there with the outright market. The top 10 price.
Because I want to talk about
it.
When was the last time Scott won? Fucking 5 years ago?
It was Riviera.
Yeah, forever ago.
Right before COVID, I think.
Yeah, forever.
So a long time ago.
Yep.
I might add the top 10 price. I think he's hanging around like, what's his top 10 price? What can I get him at?
I'll pull him up.
So he is at, for a top 10.
I got him at 250.
3-1 or like plus 280.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe I'll add that. So I wanted to, because Scott did well on my model. He's been playing. He played good in the fall, although we're kind of resetting things now. That's a maybe. Okay. So, all right. How about some other? Let's move down a little bit. 40-1. So, Jay, bets in this range at all, or maybe I can?
No, I'm willing to be talked in. I'm willing to be talked in to people. Like I said, I was looking at Pendrith, but I don't know. He's never a guy I really bet on.
Okay. In theory, I like Pendrith because, you think about the Byron Nelson, obviously a lot of birdies there, pretty wide open.
Yeah.
Same with this place. Definitely can make a lot of birdies and go low. I think the one thing with Pendrith, though, and I try to stay away from this, is just because, and maybe I'm just too in the weeds about Kapalua and its architecture and hitting off uneven lies.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder how that's going to translate because he's never played here before.
Yeah.
So that was enough for me to just maybe let other people have fun betting him this week, and
kind of
I have nothing wrong with it, but I know that, you know, you look at these guys' profiles, but then when you put him in situations where it's not a flat lie or just different like types of golf courses they've been used to, I don't think he's ever played Augusta either, so I can't even draw a reference to that. So off my card, I get it. Just there's a lot of guys you can bet this week.
All right, who do you like? I've heard buzz on Grayson. Poston always gets buzz in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I mean Grayson's kind of the same thing. I mean, he's 40-1 this week. I like Grayson. I like his, you know, the profile of just all putting. If you want to just go for that, making a lot of birdies, played great in the fall.
Yeah,
he's 40-1. Like, where's the opportunity to like really bet Grayson? Like top 10. You want to bet? You think he's going to do that? Like, what's his top 10 price? Grayson is like, you're basically like, okay, would you rather have Adam Scott for a top 10 or Max Grayson?
Adam Scott all day.
Would you rather have Wyndham Clark for a top 10 or Max Grayson for a top 10?
Man, I feel like I took a lot of lumps standing up for Wyndham Clark last year. So I'm a little gun shy to go back to him. But this is a great course for him in theory.
It is in theory.
Yeah.
So I just looking at the outright market, I just think you're paying a premium for what he did in the fall against like jabronis. And now it's a real field.
Okay, that's fine. I agree with that. Do you like anybody in this race?
So then I go to the top 20 mark. He's like plus 125. I'm like,
yeah, fuck that shit.
I don't know. So all right. So I did bet Wyndham Clark though.
Okay.
So again, like if I bet in Saad Tagala, I gotta bet Wyndham Clark here. Mr. Volatility here. Great with the short irons, lots of birdies, really good around the green, can get how the putter. Like boom, like that. Clark checked more boxes than almost anybody this week, as far as like the profile what I'm looking for this week. High ceiling, good from under 100 yards. Lots of birdies, get how with the putter, good Bermuda putter, like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
So, and I got him at 45-1.
Man, I just looked at Hard Rock. I can still get him at 40.
Okay.
God damn it. How much money did I waste on fucking Clark last year?
Well, I mean, it would have paid off for you at Pebble. It cost me money at Pebble because I had Ludwig. Almost would have paid off at Sawgrass.
Yep.
He made that run at Harbortown too.
Yeah.
Almost won that. Like, he can get hot.
God damn it.
So, all right. So I bet Wyndham Clark. Also, the community bet's been on.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Yeah, I bet him.
Did you?
I did. I mean, well, it started at 45-1. So, and I like a lot of things about him. I did good with short irons, you know, good in the Hawaii swing last year, makes a lot of birdies. Really improved on the putting.
What?
That was enough for me. So,
okay. I got no beef for that one. That's fine.
So those are my 4 outrights. Cantlay, Sahith, Benon, and Wyndham Clark.
I think I'm going to follow you on Wyndham just because I wasted so much money on him last year. If he wins the fucking first tournament of this year, it's not going to put me in a good mental space moving forward. So I think just for FOMO, I'll follow you with Clark. I can get him at 40. So the only ones we've talked about for me is I got Bhatia, and now I'll add Clark at 40-1. My next bet is Eric Cole at 75.
Okay. All right. Somebody else everybody's betting.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I can only expose myself to one. Was betting on him. Yeah, I just think another guy who can get white hot with that fucking putter, man. And if Chris Kirk can win this thing, anybody can win this thing in my brain. Man, and he just needs that win. And I've spent so much money on this fucking asshole too that it's another one of those. The number was really good to me. 75-1. Like, that's a really good number for him. A guy who competes, and he's competed against the big boys in some of these elevated events. I think of him as a Florida golfer. And yeah, I think he's going to putt really well. And look, he's long enough off the box, and he's not accurate, as you've beaten into my head over and over and over and over and over again. So that'll help him here. So yeah, give me him at 75-1. I think it's a good number.
You know, I was surprised that, because you're right, he opened pretty low, and I knew he was going to be popular this week.
Yeah.
And like, I thought they were probably going to put him up with like where Graceman was, like 50-1 or so. And it sounded like he had an okay fall. Like, it wasn't
great.
Like, all right. So T15 RSM, T6 is the Ozo, T16 standards. Like, it's a good fall.
Yeah.
T7 the Wyndham, like the second half of the year, Cole started to play pretty good. It was that first half of the year that's still baked into a lot of how they're pricing him. So I get it. I went instead with Cole, top 20 plus 185.
Oh, that's a good number.
Yeah. Of the few good positionals I found out there, I like that one, I think, the best this week, just because obviously I have a track record of him doing well here at Kapalua.
Yeah.
And for all the reasons you said, really great with the short irons, great Bermuda putter, can get a lot of birdies. Where he gets in trouble is because he does get offline and spray it. This is a low penalty golf course. So, and he's not the longest guy, but everybody hits it far. He can still find those speed slots.
Yep. No,
and still get the ball within 100 yards. And that's where he, one place he can excel.
Yeah. So I like that. Rob's got a question about the Albatross from Underdog. I don't know if we're going to be doing rankings for that. I certainly wouldn't be, because I have no access to best ball in Florida. Which I don't think I do.
No, but you know what? Guys are talking about, get in our Discord. This is actually a great promotion. Get in the Discord. I know. I think they were talking about that contest in the Discord.
Yeah, they were showing lineups from that today, right?
Yeah. So get in the Discord. A lot of people are talking about it. That would be a good reference point, I think.
Yeah, because I know a lot of guys are doing them. I know Mayo's pumping it pretty hard. Florida's just a weird spot where I don't think I have access to this one. Or maybe I do have access to this one and I'm wrong. I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Okay. All right. How about some other guys?
So anybody else deep you like? Yeah. Anybody else you like who's deep?
Well, I mean, let's go back a little bit up the board. So some more positional. So Jason Day was really good in my model, a little too good.
I heard you talk about that.
But have you looked at his Hawaii history? Now, a lot of it's old.
Yeah.
But he hasn't finished outside the top 20 in Hawaii since like 2013.
Really?
Yeah. And
that's a lot of data.
Yeah. So now part of it is some Sentry tournament champions that only like 30 guys.
30 people.
Well, there's some Sony Opens. There's some like top 15 finishes at Sentry. Even though like his big Jason Day's huge negatives, awful with the irons. But he still has had good showings at Kapalua where he's not great with the irons, but he just is so good around the green here and so good with a putter here and if it is really easy approach shots, just not that difficult, and just, 80% green regulation rate, just get him on the dance floor at that point.
Yeah.
He can make a lot of birdies. So I bet him that was the thing. Like, did not like this positional price, but I just wanted him on my cards. I think he's going to play well. Top 20 plus 130. Like it was so hard to find like anything decent in that market this week.
Yeah,
but
I have a longer shot top 20 that BK talked me into. I listened to him and Powers talk last night, and he made a compelling case for a scrub with a good number.
Okay.
And then listen, it wouldn't be the first event of the year. I needed to find a spot for my man Keegan on the card, so I made him top 20 plus 110. I had to have him on the card, man. Listen, he can get white hot with the putter. He's a good putter now. He takes forever, but he's a good putter now.
Listen, I'm not disputing that. He's a good putter. Has never really been good here, but
nope.
No.
Yeah,
because he's a better long iron player,
I'm starting the year off right. I need to do my little rituals, and I'm gonna do it.
All right. Another kind of long shot top. I mean, it's not really long shot, but it's 2-1. Harry Hall top 20.
Okay.
Just kind of does a lot of similar things. Like the air, you see like an Eric Cole, like good with the shorter irons, good around the green, good Bermuda putter, decent birdie rates. Like that's really what I'm going for this week.
Yeah, I like it. So
BK made a 2-1 for a top 20. I like that.
So same number. BK made a point for Nico. And
okay.
Yeah, he spit out some stats last night. Decent, good fall swing. Like, yeah, 2-1. Like, I like that after digging in a little bit last night. I could not fall asleep last night for the fucking life of me. I didn't have a drink, and so I was up until like 3 a.m, just staring at the ceiling, playing on my phone. And yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense here. It's a good number. It's hard to find a good number in a 60-man field. Fucking 2-1 for a guy had a good fall swing and he's won. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, so I looked more long range with the data because I just feel like every time like guys are on a break, like I want to just reset to their long-term baselines at that point.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like he had a great fall, but that was what, like a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So he, who's to say he might just go right back to what he was? But no, in theory, based on the stuff that he was doing in the fall, if that carries over here, that would be a guy I would want to target. Yep. And what did he win? Puerto Rico too. Yep. So if you want to go by the coastal tracks, I know Grand Reserve, I think is a like dating off listed. Their comp courses, like that's in there. So if you're a believer in that, that could work for you too. So that's fine. Couple other long shots. Patton Kizzire kind of looked pretty.
You looked all right. You love Patton Kizzire.
I always have loved.
You fucking love that guy. You bet on him at least once a month. At least.
No, that's definitely not true.
That is 100%.
He was horrible for 2 years and completely fell off my radar. You just did a time war back to like 2021 OG podcast. So, but okay, so the argument for Patton Kizzire, just historically really good in Hawaii, former winner at the Sony Open. Good with the short irons, one of the best in the field from 100 to 150, decent from 50 to 100. His putt historically really good at the Sentry. Really high birdie rates too last year or last 2 years. One of the leaders in par 4 birdie or better percentage. Decent at par 5 as well. So I can trust him getting up and down at a lot of these places. So Patton Kizzire for 150 to 1. Maybe a long shot top 20 if you want to put that on there. DFS play.
Yeah.
Kind of like that one too.
Okay.
All right. I mean, we're at the 47-minute mark right now. We talked about a lot of guys. Yeah. Anybody else? Like anybody else you're looking to fade or looking to get on your card that you're just not sure about yet?
I mean, so I'm looking to fade Burns.
Okay.
I'm looking here. I would like to look to fade Hovland, but I feel like every time it's something like an injury related where I try to fade him, like I immediately get stuffed into a lock. So I feel like I'm just gonna try to avoid that this year.
Okay. What if I told you
Scam Young? I'd like to fade Scam Young.
Okay. Why don't we talk about his matchups then? Okay. Cam Young. Okay. So we haven't talked about Cam Young. Actually, we can talk about a couple of these golfers. Well, we just talked about Jason Day, but all right. So Cam Young minus 110 versus Jason Day. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Day.
I would take Jason Day too. Maverick McNeely minus 115 over Cam Young.
Gross.
I would take Mav.
I would pass because I refuse to put money on Matt McNeely.
Okay. All right. This one is gross because this guy's really bad at Kapalua. And it seems like this could be one of your guys and you're out on him now. Cam Young minus 115 over Siwoo Kim minus 105.
Yeah, I'd probably take Cam Young. And I am out on Siwoo. He didn't do shit. Like, at least back in the day, you get the roller coaster, you get the spike weeks. Now you just get the meh weeks every week.
Yeah, he putts so horribly.
So bad.
Because everything else, like, great with the short irons. He's won in Hawaii. But, man, yeah, he just... Like, if this is going to come down to, like, making the 5 to 15 footers, like, he can't do that.
Nope. He's going to 3-putt a lot on this big greens.
Okay. Another guy I think people are thinking about, liking because the odds are past 51. Max Homa. Any interest there? I mean, you hate Max, so it's probably
I looked for him to target. No one's putting matchups. At least I looked at DK. I couldn't find him. Hard Rock certainly doesn't have him. Apparently, he showed up with non-Titleist equipment today with no fucking logos on. So maybe he's switching clubs too, which based on last year could be a good fucking thing for how horrible he played. But I don't remember who I was listening to somebody. It might have been Feinberg, who said like he saw him on Instagram or whatever on a family vacation, and the hashtag was literally no clubs. I was like, that's not great.
Yeah. So he showed up to South Africa a month ago and had a good first round.
Yeah.
And then after that just wasn't great.
No.
So
I mean, look, if you think about his type of golfer, right? Like he was a good story, right? He's a guy who came up, right? And then lost his card, had to regain his card. And then look, man, maybe he just flashed for a season. And maybe that's just who the original.
Wow,
version.
It was like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
let's give him a little more credit.
Fine.
He won some big tournaments.
I still think that 4-iron that he hit
at 20.
Yeah, it was one of the most beautiful golf shots I've ever fucking seen. Like, it was crazy good.
Better than Block from up and down. Well, for me.
Yes, better than fucking Michael Block.
Better than the ace they hit on 15. The greatest hole in one ever, even greater than yours. All right, so there is a Max Homa head-to-head out there.
Who you got?
Well, the books are wise to the kryptonite. Max Homa -110 versus Will Zalatoris.
Ooh, gross.
Yeah, who's betting that one?
Fucking
gun to your head. Who are you taking there?
Gun to my head? I'm taking Zalatoris.
Do you want to make this a charity bet?
Sure.
A gross charity bet?
Gross charity bet. I love it.
I think I'm taking Max there.
All right, come on.
All right. $50?
$50.
All right. We actually have to track and do it, by the way, because
I think we chirp each other about it and get it done.
Yeah. There's been times we've done charity bets, and I have not seen proof that you actually.
Oh, what is that? What are you insinuating?
I don't know. Maybe we should actually hold ourselves accountable this year.
That's fine. And my charity bet record, sir, is very good.
Okay. All right. I will take Max -110. You will take Will Zalatoris -110 for a charity bet.
So gross.
That's the whole point. Okay. All right. Let's I think we beat up the odds board pretty good. Let's go to first round leaders. You got any of those right now?
Not yet. I actually just started looking at the market this afternoon.
Okay. Well, there might be some weather on Thursday you might think about. So, I mean, look, it's people freak out when they see 20-mile-per-hour winds. You got to think about it in perspective of like Kapalua's, like you can play golf and it's playable 20 miles per hour. The greens are slow enough where you can do it. But where I think you could get an advantage, and maybe it would be a wave split at this point. The target guys going off earlier if the wind does get up Thursday afternoon is I think about those uphill shots that are really short, where because guys hit it so long now, they can get up at the top of the plateau, and now those are birdie holes.
That's true.
If it's a 20-mile-per-hour headwind, especially some of those holes on the back nine there, like 14 and 16, even that par 5 15, that's short, but if you got 20 miles per hour into the wind, like that's not a birdie hole. If the winds are lighter in the morning, that's definitely an edge. So I don't think tee times are out right now because that's why I have time.
Yeah, that's why I just started looking at some of the guys like profiles I wanted to hit, but I'll wait till the tee times come out.
Yeah, so watch that weather report. If we're seeing wind kick up in the afternoon, I would load up in the morning because I think with those conditions, it's going to be your 4 under, 5 under, 6 under like average, and 20-mile-per-hour winds maybe goes down to like 3 under. Maybe you get like a shot advantage or so.
Hey, that's a big difference though.
It would be. Yeah.
It's a big difference.
So, okay. All right. I got nothing else. You got anything else?
No, that's it. But like I said, hey, listen, like and subscribe on YouTube. Go to InsideSportsNetwork.com. Go become an insider. Seriously, you get all of Andy's content, like Steve said. You have access to Steve in the Discord. I guess I don't think about that because I have him access on my phone and I constantly bother him. But yeah, it's a great spot to be. Other than that, if you're listening live or tonight, stay safe out there. It's a big drunk driving night. Take an Uber. Don't be stupid. Other than that, Happy New Year, everybody. It's going to be a great year. Let's go.